and then they sweep the rug right out from under you. So you guys saw the picture, and if you guys have been following these R&R episodes of late, then you know that for about the last 3 months, my YouTube obsession has been tracking Liv's channel. Why? Not because I watch the videos or have any interest in anything, but because I've never seen something like this on YouTube before. I've never seen this channel just explode like this. The massive traffic, the massive subscriber growth out of nowhere. I've never seen anything like it. And out of the kindness of my heart, I attempted to step in and help her out a couple months ago. And I did. I helped her clean up the professionalism of her channel, but also gave her the advice to get rid of any age-restricted videos. She had just gotten one strike on her account, and it looked like they were going to terminate it. So I stepped in with my knowledge and expertise in all this to try and save it. I think I probably did save the channel. I think those changes that she made probably is what allowed her to stay on here through November, December, and into January, which allowed her to make a nice chunk of money. I'm pretty sure she made about $10,000 from ads throughout November and December alone. That's when her traffic really exploded. But, I had a video giving her a piece of advice, and looks like that advice should be taken now as well, that other advice, because she's been demonetized. I don't know if she was actually removed from the partner program, but I know her videos are no longer running ads. And that, $5,000 a month ad check is now gone. If she was removed from the partner program, she's going to be able to reapply in 30 days, but given the content that she makes and the fact that it is a new year and there are changes coming, I don't think she's ever going to be allowed back in. And the thing of it is those videos never should have been allowed to run ads. I think she knows that. She made the video about herself feeling guilty. She claims that's not why, but she's been getting away with murder here. I don't know how. I clicked on some of these videos to see what they were about. One of them, there were 3 girls in their underwear sitting on their beds, and that was allowed to run ads on it. I don't know how in the world that video was allowed to show ads, but it was, and it was getting millions of views. One of her recent videos was uploaded 4 weeks ago. It has 10 million views. Come on. These videos there's something going on. YouTube figured it out, and that's why they demonetized her. And, I'm going to be honest, I'm glad they did demonetize her, because if they didn't, she was going to lead to the next advertiser boycott. When these advertisers find out that YouTube's supposed to be making all these changes, okay, so that their stuff isn't affiliated with trash and stuff they don't want to be a part of, and then they see her channel video getting 10 million views and running their ads on it, they're going to freak out again, and then I'm going to lose all my ad money, and everyone else is going to go, I went 16 months without an ad check because of that ad boycott. We trucked through it. I kept making content, all those Kidnappers Corner episodes in 2017. We made 150 of them, probably around at least 100 of them were post-advertiser boycott, so not making any money from them. And we went through it 16 months, and having someone like Liv running ads on sex fetish content on her channel is just going to jeopardize us again and everyone else who's working hard and playing by the rules. So it's a good thing she's been demonetized. And she responded to me before and said that she wasn't worried about losing her channel, or losing all that ad money, that she does just fine on other platforms, which, judging by her post there, she's a little worried now because it actually happened, and that, $5,000 a month is gone. So, And now she has to decide if she wants to keep spending time on the channel since she's not going to make any money from it. And that's what we had to decide when the boycott happened. When everyone who was here for the advertiser boycott had to decide if they were going to stick around and keep going through this and that the money was ever going to come back. And we decided that it was going to come back and we were going to keep working hard and build a brand while everything was going to shit. But, and it paid off. So, she's got some problems on her hands now. And let's talk about why these problems happen, because this is 2019, it's a new year, and changes are coming. Last year, you remember, some big changes happened last year in the spring. I don't think there was an official announcement about it. Videos just started getting pulled down. Accounts started getting terminated, mainly for sex and nudity violations. It slammed, Game Over Girls. It was someone who actually made content, and I don't really think his videos were in violation of policies. I think because of poor production quality and YouTube's computers and not knowing how to use YouTube properly, I think he got whacked. There's some other people, the scene uploaders, but not just the scene uploaders, people that actually had other channels in other spaces. For that whole year or so after the advertiser boycott, YouTube was just cleaning up garbage to appease the advertisers to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And they're doing it again this year. However, this year they've made announcements and let people know what it is they're going to be changing so they can correct themselves moving forward. And they're not going to strike old videos. They're just going to remove them. So they're not going to assign strikes and terminate accounts this time. If it's an old video, they're going to just correct it, and then moving forward, you'll get a strike if you make the same mistakes again. So they've let everyone know, and there's really 4 things they're changing. Okay, the first one is not going to get videos removed, but it is going to get people demonetized, like Liv. And I think this is just one of the reasons Liv has just been demonetized. Excessive cursing, excessive profanity, unnecessary, especially they said in the first 30 seconds of your video. If you open up your video the way Liv does, cursing, profanely for no reason, they're going to demonetize you, just like on TV. Advertisers don't want to be associated with that. So finally, after all these years, there's going to be a punishment for people who are, trying to draw attention to themselves with excessive language. Kids are watching these videos and stuff. For no good reason, people are just cursing into the camera. So they're going to demonetize those people and make them clean their act up. Because of that, Liv will probably never be remonetized. All those old videos are profanity laced, so that's kind of hopeless there. I didn't even bother contacting her when I found all this stuff out a week or so ago because I knew, it's game over time. I mean, I told her in the video, I said, listen, be glad you got these ad checks that you did. Be glad that you were allowed to make some easy money for 2 months, because it's not going to last forever. I mean, they're gonna catch you at some point, and the chickens always come home to roost. And just to be clear, this is nothing personal against Liv. I think she's a nice person. That's why I tried to step in and help her. But what can you do? I mean, she made almost $10,000, somewhere around there. So she's got to be happy with that. Only took a couple months. Not going to last forever, but she's young, she's a college student. That helps. So get what you can get, I guess. So the language is number 1. Number 2, they're going after racy thumbnails. People that are, and Liv's guilty of this too. The body parts, the legs, the breasts, stuff like this in thumbnails. The biggest problem on YouTube in 2019 is clickbait. Hands down. Still clickbait. Not only sexual images, but the misleading titles, misleading words on thumbnails. And I don't know how they're ever going to crack down on that, because that's like all perception. You have these vloggers write, "We broke up," in capital letters, and then they upload a 35-minute video, and if you actually watch the whole damn thing, you find out that they broke up with their cable provider or something. It's a scam to get you to watch, and I don't know how they're ever going to crack down on that. But as far as racy thumbnails, or sex organs on thumbnails, they can crack down on that. So they're going to stop people from being able to scam their way into views. So, or videos will get removed, or the thumbnails will get removed, or people will lose their custom thumbnail privileges, which should probably happen to a lot of people. And then, you know, moving forward, though, they will get strikes if they do it again. So that's the first main way they're removing videos. The second, using links to drive people off of YouTube onto adult-rated websites and sites with malware. See, these have always been policies. The thumbnail policy, the misleading metadata policy, deceptive practices. This is why the mainstream review scammer got canned. Deceptive practices. You know, he'd upload that same generic video with a little different background scene, trying to scam people onto his porn website that was laced with porn ads, scamming people onto his Patreon, you know, selling stuff he didn't own. A big scam. I feel bad for anyone who sent that guy any money. But, you know, so these have always been policies. The only policy that's ever changed here in the last 3 years is after Parkland, YouTube banned videos that promoted gun sales. That's the only thing that's actually really changed. All these other policies have been here. They just haven't been as effectively enforcing them. Like last year, there was always a sex and nudity policy. They just decided to really crack down on it and remove videos and age restrict videos to appease the advertisers. Same with all this stuff. So I don't know how many people are off linking to inappropriate websites. Obviously, websites, you know, our Patreon has an 18+ sign on it that was manually assigned basically to everyone now because Patreon had credit card processing problems in the summer. So, I mean, but Patreon is an approved website. So it's going to be for people who are linking to unapproved websites, their official websites that are selling porn. I'm going to imagine with Liv's probably going to have a problem there as well. If they're off linking to these websites that are selling adult content, that's probably going to be a problem because Patreon's policy says they don't allow pornography or adult content, at least not to be shown on the page. So they're not going to have Patreon's not going to be a problem, but some of these websites that aren't approved are. So that's number 2. And number 3, finally, the big news. This was in the national news recently. I watched a little something on it. YouTube is finally getting rid of the challenges, the pranks, all of these things that could cause violence, especially to children. You know, it was like a year and a half or 2 years ago, they did a crackdown on the duct tape challenges. Any kids, small kids playing with duct tape on their mouths got removed because they know what's going on here. These perverts, you know, we know who these challenge perverts are. I've talked about them before. You know, Amanda Milo and company, these scam artists, old men hiding behind these names. Well, they've been canned. These challenge videos either age restricted or removed. They're going to do a bigger crackdown on it. Anyone who's doing challenges involving kids, people that are gaming the system for views, trying to sucker people onto their channel to subscribe by doing some duct tape challenge, they're getting rid of all this crap. Obviously, they haven't been allowed to run ads on them in a long time, so people were deterred from trying to do them. But now it's a case of they're just, you know, saying we're getting rid of these. And people are going to lose a lot of videos. That if they keep doing it in the future, they're going to lose their accounts. I would have guessed the Snow Flash account's probably going to get closed. I know he had 2 strikes on his account already. You know, only reason people were watching that were to see his blonde friend get tied up. And I think he knows that. I feel bad for the guy because all he's done has been manipulated for years. No, it's kind of pathetic. Like the whole thing really is. So, I mean, they're making these changes. They're nailing, like I said, thumbnails, links, challenge, and pranks. If they're hurting people or pointless and, you know, not, you know, a real prank, something that's just designed to hurt somebody or manipulate the system for views. You know, they're going after these people now. So, yeah. If you're trying to cut corners and scam the system and manipulate your way into money, ad money, views, you can't, when we joined YouTube, we were running ads like the same day we made our account. You can't do that anymore. You have to earn it. You got to have 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of watch time. You got to get your channel manually reviewed. And now they're just cracking down more and more on the policies. You're not. Last year they kicked people out for duplication. These people who are re-uploading, common material, not adding anything themselves, just trying to get, fake traffic into their channel. People that maybe gained a big subscriber base by uploading some song in a lyric video, and then they started their own thing after. But people don't care about their own thing. They're only subscribing because of some song. They canned these people. They kicked them out. Said, listen, you got to earn your way here. You got to make something people actually want to watch. Same thing now with the thumbnails. They're not going to let people like live, curse and show these racy thumbnails to sucker people in. I don't know. I can't believe that channel's still there. That was kind of the thing with me. It stunned me beyond belief that they were allowed to, that she was allowed to run that channel. But I guess they're letting her keep the channel now. They're just not letting her make any money from it, which I don't know how long that's going to last either. Typically when stuff like this happens, they just do a hard crackdown on it. That's going to depend on her next moves, I guess. But there's just no more, there's not going to be any more freebies. The people like me who have put the time in year after year and abided by the rules are going to make the money, and everyone else isn't. So it's a good thing. I'm not going to lose my money now because someone else is trying to run a scam. So 2019, good changes happening. These ones are good. Last year caught some people that it probably shouldn't have, but this year is going to get people it needs to get. People that are just taking advantage. So that's your YouTube 2019 changes. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon.